I promised a budget for the month of May coming very soon, and it is here. I have my budget book all ready and set to go, and I'm going to get started. If you haven't seen the video from yesterday, I finished the budget for the month of April and had a large sum left over. Cash remaining balance of $29.78 because I got my Social Security disability check early, and I also got the stimulus payment in and pulled some money out of a savings account that had a very low yield of 0.06%, which is super low. It's barely even pennies. So I'm pulling money, and I added it to my income. I'm pulling money out of there. I'm going to transfer everything over to a new savings account in the month of May. So I'm actually going to pull out everything here. This is my sinking fund sheets, my April budget, because I will be using that as kind of like a guide a little bit later. So this is my budget for the month of May 2020. My financial goals this month is basically, if you saw my video on what to do with the stimulus check, those are my financial goals for this month. So number one is to make sure that my four walls are covered. Your four walls are your shelter, your food, your transportation, and your basic clothing. My number two is to save. And my number three is to pay down some or pay off debt. So those are my financial goals this month. Let's move into the page. I did take the time. If you've watched my other planning videos for budgets, I don't normally take the time to put stickers and everything on here. I did this month. I just used date dots from a sticker book, and I put May 2020 on there. I had a lot of time with this coronavirus, obviously, to sticker up my budget book, which I don't normally do. But as you notice, I do not put my bills and when they're due on my calendar. I only put paydays on the calendar and anything that I need to remember. So like my sinking funds here the money was transferred from my main account into a different account. It should get there on the 4th. And so I'm going to be putting $210 to my sinking funds and $727.05 to my savings account. I did fill out, this is where I put my bills and the dates that they are due. Now, a lot of my bills I don't worry about. They are auto pay. Anything with the asterisk is auto pay. So like your Netflix subscriptions, Prime, Canva, Amazon Music, Roblox for my son, various things like that is all auto pay. The rest of my bills that are not auto pay, I pay them on the 1st of the month, like all of them. I just get them all paid so that I don't have to worry about them later, because my money does typically come all at the beginning of the month, with the exception of child support checks that come throughout the month. But they're very small, so I don't usually count them for anything other than extra money or things to buy food or groceries with. So I pay all of my bills at the beginning of the month. So As you see, I've already written in that I have that beginning balance of $2,978.25. That is basically coming over from April's budget with the checks coming in at the end of April. I didn't have any bills to pay, so I'm basically transferring it over to May. The income that I will get is on 5/1. I will get $608 for child benefits from Social Security. Let's see, on 5/13, I will get $180 for child support, and on 5/27, another $180. I leave extra lines here because of extra income, such as income from my books or rebates or any extra income I might have. So I always leave extra lines there so that I could write down extra income. If you have not seen this budget book before, this is the Happy Planner Budget. It will leave room for a savings tracker, which I will fill out after I have added money to my savings account. Accounts and debts, you could write in checking account information here. You could write in money that you put towards your debts. You could write anything in here. I don't always use it. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. This also will have a budget challenge monthly. This one is coffee at home, which I may change this challenge because I always drink coffee at home. I'm not a Starbucks person. I don't go to Starbucks. I don't go get coffee out. Not that we could go get coffee out at this time anyway. So then it has 5 weeks where you could add weekly expenses, and I do track every single dollar that I spend throughout these 5 weeks. These extra sheets here, this sheet is from the free resource library on thebudgetmom.com. This is what I use to actually fill out my whole entire budget and add everything up. This does not come with this book. This is something that I printed out myself, along with, I'm going to put in my sinking fund sheets. These are my yearly sinking funds and how much I put to that and where I am on that. This one I don't even use. It's just there just in case. What I will do is, because I decided not to do a garden this year, so I am actually going to scratch that out. What I have in my garden fund is going to become my education fund. I homeschool my son, and so I pay for all of his curriculum myself. And so I'm just going to put that money into the education fund as opposed to the garden fund, because I'm not doing a garden this year. And I will also be adding additional money to the education fund just so that I have it for other things that we might want to do throughout the year, like go on field trips once everything opens up, or if I want to buy him more books than I had originally planned on. So I'm going to be adding even more money to this. So my actual amount that I want for that, I'm doubling to 300. And so I'm gonna make it 300 here too. And cross out that garden fund because we're not doing it. Okay, so as for income, I'm not going to put anything in here for right now. Actually, I will put it in pencil. I know you can't see pencil very well, but at the end of the month, I end up erasing and changing things when I do my budget recap. So I have 2978.25 that I'm starting with. I'm adding 608 and 360. Bonus income, I'm just going to put $10. That's about what it is every month. So 2970. So my income for the month is actually $978. But what I'm going to do is add to that the 2978.25. And that's going to give me $39.56.25. So my total income that I'm writing here is $3,956.25. I'm going to try to do a zero-based budget with this. With all this extra income, it'll be a little bit more difficult than normal. Okay, I'm going to copy my fixed expenses from April's budget worksheet, just so I'm not flipping pages. Rent is $535. I don't put the spent amount in until I've actually paid it. Vectron is my utilities. That is not $160 this month. That is $89. I always round up. It's actually $88.41, but I always round up. Okay, WOW is my internet, and that is $63. Netflix is $13. Prime is $13. I'm sorry if you could hear a lot of noise right now. The garbage trucks are just coming through. Hulu is $12. Disney Plus is $7. Amazon Music, it's my music subscription, that is $8. TracFone, which is what I use for my phone service, is $23. Yeah, y'all, I use TracFone and I only spend $23 a month on my phone bill. And actually, that is it for my fixed expenses. Now my variable expenses are all color coordinated. I have already highlighted them with the right color, and that is home supplies, groceries, eating out, transportation, me, that's my allowance, Caleb, that's my son's allowance, medical, that's prescriptions and copays and anything like that, business expenses, subscriptions, laundry, and fund money. Okay, so for home supplies, I have already everything that I need. Home supplies would be like paper products, cleaning products, everything like that. I do not need any home supplies. I actually canceled both of my subscriptions for home supplies. I do subscribe and save through Amazon, and I also have some cleaning products through Grove.co that it's Grove.com, that I am subscribed to for like Mrs. Meyer's products and things like that. And I canceled both of those because I have so many, I'm not going to need any in the month of May. But I am going to budget $50 for home supplies, just in case there's anything that I need to pick up, or in case there's a project that I decide to do. Groceries, I expect, let's see, last month it was a little bit higher because I was going to a corner grocery store that didn't have any people in it, as opposed to going for groceries at a bigger grocery store. So I spent a little bit more than I normally would have, but I'm reluctant to go over my budget because $250 is about all we need. I'm gonna keep it at $250. That's the normal amount that I budget every month for the two of us. So I'm going to leave it at that. I expect that even though our lockdown is lifting next week, I expect we are still, because we're at risk, going to be staying in a little bit more. So we are going to budget for $100 for eating out. I came pretty close to that last month. Excuse me. So I'm going to budget for eating out $100 again. Except for I have a birthday coming up, and I might want to order something. I'm going to budget for $150. I have a birthday actually next week, and I'm not going out anywhere, but I might want to order in, and it'd be quite a bit of food, some fancy food and desserts and stuff like that. So I'm going to budget for $150 this month. Transportation, that one's kind of hard to decide what to do again, because I don't expect to go out too much of anywhere. But I'm going to leave it at where it was. I'm going to leave it at 90. That's $50 that goes into Uber and $40 in cash for the bus. I'm going to leave it there. I am going to put $100 for me and $100 for Caleb. That is $50 each, more than usual. just because with the stimulus check, I think we're going to be getting some summer clothes. I believe that's what I'm going to do as far as my four walls go, is buy some summer clothes for myself and my son. So I upped that amount a bit. And then medical, I'm going to leave at 50. That's usually just prescriptions. Business amount is 20. I don't expect to spend anything extra for business again, but who knows, I might. I accidentally last month forgot that I needed ink, and so I had to spend extra. But normally my business would be just $20. That's for Canva, which I use for graphics, and for Microsoft 365. So let's see, subscriptions is actually going to be $20 this month. That is for CVS Care Pass. If you're unfamiliar with that, you pay $5 a month and you get $10 in CVS Extra Bucks rewards. And you also get free shipping on anything, including prescriptions. So I usually will utilize that to get the prescription shipped to my house. Or if I do go to the pharmacy, I pay $5, I get 10 free dollars basically, or 5 free dollars, and free shipping on everything, and other discounts as well. The other subscription is, I really like tea, so I am subscribed to SipSpy. Sometimes I cancel the subscription and sometimes I don't. This month, because I have the extra money, I'm going to go ahead and get the subscription. It is a monthly sampling of 5 different kinds of teas, and I love getting it and being able to try all the different teas that they send me. So I'm going to go ahead and treat myself and get it this month. Laundry, I am going to budget that as normal at $100, even though I'm pretty sure it's going to be coming, the amount is going to be a lot less than $100. If you haven't watched any of my other videos, I've said don't judge. I have my laundry picked up and done for me and dropped back off, all folded and everything else. And that is just something I do for myself, because doing laundry usually takes a lot of energy and is painful for me. So I prefer to go ahead and spend the extra money to get it done for me, so that I'm not having health issues and pain from doing laundry. And it's worth the amount of money that I get done for. Fun money, I'm going to put at $25 this month. Even though everything is still closed, and even if it wasn't still closed, I really doubt that we're going to be going into a movie theater right now or a bowling alley or anything like that. But fun money also includes books and movies that we rent on streaming service. So I'm going to put it at $25 just in case we decide to add, you know, buy a couple movies or something like that. I have already completed my sinking funds and what I am putting into my emergency fund here. So I could start adding some of these up. So my fixed expenses is going to total $763. My variable expenses This is going to total $955. And what I'm putting into savings is 22 plus 63 plus 25 is 100, 727. Okay, that's 937.05. So those amounts added up come to $2655.05. Which, if I subtract that from the total amount that I'll have for this month, it still leaves me with a whole lot. Okay. Still leaves me with 1,320. So I'm going to pay off. I've already put this amount in. I've checked this amount. This is the amount to pay off this First Premier credit card. I'm paying that one off, and I'm going to be putting 50 on all the others. So that's 97, 93. It's 297.93. And if I add that to everything else, it's going to give my total expenses here to $2,952.93 for my total expenses. Which leaves $1,003.32. So with that amount being left, obviously this is not a zero-based budget like I would normally have. I have not decided what all that I'm going to do with my stimulus money. Like I said, I basically just budgeted like I normally would every month. It's kind of hard for me to pick and choose what I'm going to do other than putting that $727 into my emergency fund. That amount is gonna fully fund my emergency fund. So I could always add more to it if I wanted to. That is one thing that might happen, is I might put in another $500 or so into my emergency fund. I might pay more on my credit cards. Most of them have a pretty small balance. As a matter of fact, I am going to do this because I know if I flip to the back here with my credit card amounts, this one here has $100.61 balance, so I could pay that one off as well. 100. which will change these numbers up just a little bit. That makes that $348.54. Which is why I normally do these sides in pencil, but I know you guys can't see pencil. Okay, that changes that to $3,003.59, which makes my income minus expenses $952.66. Now again, I will either be throwing some more money to savings, or I will be using some of that amount as a cushion in my checking account. Just for emergency purposes, having a cushion is always a good idea in case something comes out that is unexpected. So I know you don't see me trying to spend a whole bunch of it. I haven't even thought of that as being an option, just because we're pretty frugal in the way that we do things. So I will probably also give a certain amount of this balance left over to the local food pantry that is near my home. And the local, it's combined with a thrift store, and the thrift store gets, actually goes to fund the food pantry. So the thrift store has been closed down the entire time with the coronavirus, and they could probably use a little bit of some funding to help to restock up at the food pantry to help the families in need in the area. So I will probably give a certain amount of that to my local food pantry. But as you see, this is the budget as it is. It's not a zero-based budget, which I like, but it is what it is, pretty much. I'm kind of indecisive about what I want to do with what's left over. So I'm going to be paying some bills today and getting all that taken care of. And if you have any questions about how I do this, or if you want to leave any comments about how you like to budget, what books you use, what worksheets you use, go ahead and leave them in the comments. I'm always looking for new and different information. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Take care of yourself and take care of others. Bye-bye.